Trinny, Micah! Oh, you're being picked up by the mic at the back of my room. So I probably sound like I'm a million miles away. Hello, how you doing? I can come out of this mic, but now I'm only on the left side, so that's probably worse. I'll go for this one. You alright over there? Give me a minute, I'll get started. I'm hiding over here. I'll be there in a minute. Don't worry about it. Hello, 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 hello. I guess we'll just crack on. YouTube always gives me loads of errors, so let me know if everything's working. It just says error, more than one ingestion is used. Probably because the multi-streaming thing when I'm usually at Twitch. Oh well. How's everyone doing? It's Tuesday. Not quite the beginning of the month. Sorry, I was busy last month. I feel like I've not seen you guys in ages again. I was ill for a couple of weeks and then I've missed a couple of Thursday streams. You probably can't tell much from this angle, but I have completely changed the whole studio and moved everything around. So you'll see if you come along on Thursday to the little Friday party stream. The camera angle's all weird, everything's messed up, but we'll see how it goes. It's feedback time. Lovely feedback time. I went through everything. We didn't actually have that much this month. I think I missed last month because there was so little going on. There was a couple of bits I didn't bother downloading. Myga, you had your Skrillex remix that was in there, but that's like done and been released now. I think there was another one that Syndicate finished and another one that Moose finished. So just try and get this at the right time where I can give you guys feedback, not leave it too long and then not leave it whatever. So we got 5 here and we've got far too many tabs. Another 5 in SoundCloud. So should we start here? Yeah, I think I grabbed Assyrian and you put one up just before, so I grabbed them. I absolutely love the sample you've used in this one. I haven't listened to it yet, but I saw you posting it, so I'm looking forward to that. Should we start in Ableton or should we start in SoundCloud? I usually start in Ableton, so let's do it flip reverse. Let's flip reverse it. Keep things interesting, eh? And I usually go left to right. Let's flip reverse it. Ah, did he? All right, I'll grab that. Um, dee. There we go. Boom. And because we're going right to left, he goes first. Look at that. Jump the queue and everything. Let me just check you guys can hear this. Looks good. How's the volume? It looks like it could go up a little bit. Go on. Let's go up a little bit.
You must stop him. Whatever you do, do not.
All right, volume. You can still hear me. All sound good. All sound good. Wicked. Let's roll it.
You must stop him. Whatever you do, do not let them make it to the city.
Okay, so before anything else comes in, everything sounds good, nice, balanced. I think the fundamental of the snare is a little bit too long. It just feels a little bit too honky. Bonk. And the kick feels like it stops really quick. Herman, it's fine. Drop it in. I like the shortness of the kick, but as it's shortened, it sounds like the kick should go doom, and you've just shortened it, so it goes do, do. So I kind of like, I want the pitch envelope to still go down a little more. It's kind of like it's just going do. I still kind of want it. I was checking on mini meters. Looks like it stops at like 60. I think it could afford to still tail off a little much. I like how short it is though. It's nice, short and punchy, and the sound of it is really good. Cool. I purposely stopped it before it got to the drop because I knew that things are probably going to change. So if that works for the intro, then cool. We'll see what it goes. The snare, though, definitely a little bit honky. So, yeah, maybe you could bring it out a little bit or just have it still go down. Or let's keep listening. I love the vibe so far. Yeah, the kick sounds great there. I still think the snare is a little bit honky. Just snare fundamental could just be a little bit shorter, make it a little bit tighter. I like the two basses, the kind of call and response thing. I feel like the higher response could have an octave down with the main frequency that's peaking. So we got that first one here. You can see it nice and bright. 500, 400, then this next one, which is like the jungle phone call, that's like right up here at the 2.2k, and this section here is a little, 800 to up to the 2k, 800 and 1.5k region is a little bit empty. So I reckon that the jungle phone call, an octave down, simple sine or square wave or something, and not mega loud in the mix. I just think that will give it a little more readability and fill it out across the spectrum a little more. I really love the call and response of it though. It's nice. Let's go back. I mean, I can hear the lower octave in there, so it is in there, but maybe it just needs a little bit of boosting. Yes, at the moment they don't feel very balanced, and that I think that's fine for once. If it was to go like boo doo 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 do boo 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 and then do something else, but because it's parroting back and forth between just those two riffs, I think they need a little more balance between them. Well, this was nice and low and heavy, and then that one kind of comes a bit too mid-scooped, I think. And then just where I paused it, that sound comes in and fills in that space. So it's a nice cool and response between the elements. So I think the next thing I would focus on, keep the first one as it is, boo doo 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 doo, and then the second one, fine. Second time round, boo 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 boo, cool to keep that one the same, but the next tail should be different now. Boo doo 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 boo. Boo boo doo 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 boom. Boom, you know, just something that makes it feel like you've got, or Big Reese, yeah, that's the other thing. It's just obvious Big Reese. It's a boo doo 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 boom, boo 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 boo, you know, something just to break up. A B A C A B A D A B A C A B E E, you know, just something that's a little more movement with it. And then I think I like what you've done with the drums, opening it up, but I think you could like make this section a bit stabbier or a bit like tighter. So this is first bit is all like boo 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 boo. There's the nice gadoom, but it's mainly like boo 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 boo, kind of more open. Then this section where the hats open up and give that spread, you can make everything else kind of like go boom 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 boom, like a little bit tighter, a little bit low pass, boom 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 boom, and then it's all like psh, 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 and then it returns back to being open there. So just like a little more low pass, shorten the notes, make it a little bit rather than the whole duh 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 duh. Could just go like duh duh boom 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 boom, or something, you know, just like tighten it up in that section, let the drums pads in the background are nice, maybe like have them swell up a bit towards the end. So I'd probably, for this tail where you've got those pads coming in, just abruptly cut them for that last web, and then have them start again. Where's the beep? I think this section as well, if you did what I said earlier and made it all a bit more chuggy, a little more low, a little low passed, all those other synths and bits will sing on top a little more, like, and you'll give a boo, and then you open it up again to the thing. Cool, really like the vibe. It's a cool start. Looking forward to how it goes. Next up, we have a Subcat Chris collab. Chris's collab. I've not purposefully not listened to this yet, so I don't think there's too much white noise at the moment. the kind of thing. Just like filter those things up, put some notch filters on them, put some phasers on it. My general rule with anything is just keep it moving. Keep it moving. You know, I'm always saying auto filter and this and that. Just if you're ever unsure, just keep it moving. Is it Sound Toys? Valhalla? Space Modulator is a free one. It's just like got some weird knobs and just like keep stuff moving around the mix so it doesn't feel static. If you're ever worried. No worries, dude. Next up, Chris's collab. I love that Reese. Nice, that was really cool. I think there was a couple of sounds where like the 1K to 2K was getting a bit hot. We're actually there right about the intro. Might be just getting like a little hot. Yeah, so that, I think the movement should be more down here. At the moment it's going... It's like the movement's only in that top end. It's not going... It's just going... So I think like some more of the 200 up to 1K filter opening. It's just it's like the whole thing could be another 2 octaves down. So maybe that's what you do. Just duplicate it 2 octaves down and have a lower open on it, lower filter opening. Because that's just got loads of nice meat in it. And I can feel all that. Yeah, so there again, the white noise adding on top of the Reese. Maybe just a little bit too much. And then I think the synths are a little basic. Totally like the notes, but they just sounds a little bit like a toy keyboard. So maybe just distorting them a fuck ton more. Like keep this as like a mid layer and like just experiment a bit, just like make some crazy shit, you know, big reverb crushed into some OTTs and then a gate triggered after it, so it's only, you know, the reverb's turning off on the notes, distorting it with some noise, or serum initial patch plus reverb, because that's apparently all you need. James Hype. But yeah, I think it just sounds a little bit toy piano at the moment. Might be the attack to it and stuff as well. I like the notes. It works, and I like the texture. Maybe it just needs a little more experimental layers on it. Like, even just bouncing that last note out, big reverb, reversing it. So rather than just going plonk, 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 it's like plonk, plonk, you know, some movement between these things. Pitch bend things up and down. Bow, bow, down, whoa. Something. It doesn't make it sound like a literal kiddie xylophone, you know. Just a little bit. When everything else is going, it's just like blonk, blonk, blonk. I just think it doesn't thematically fit. It just feels a little disconnected. Banger though. Gonna be a banger. Let's go. Now, I wasn't expecting halftime, so I need to go listen to the intro again. And is it just because I wasn't expecting halftime, or was the intro telling me? Yeah, I think that synth is going woo, 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 and that's making me go cool. That's the speed. That's what we're at, right? Yes, I don't know. It's something feels a little weird between the two. I'm not sure. Feels like it's not really setting up half time. I'm not sure what you could do better to fix it though. Maybe a hi-hat in the intro which is playing half time. So just gets your head bopping to the right bit. You want your head to be bopping like that. So you're ready for that. And on that note, the hats in drop one were straight away going psh, 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 psh. I think you could just have a big open crash on the, halftime, on the one and on the three. So we got psh, 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 psh. And you start off like, right, now we're doing this halftime thing. And then you can start building it back up. Yeah, on the snare, good point, Anizo. Yeah, in the intro, even if you just had, you could use a big clap washed out in reverb or a pad hit or something, but something on that. Boom, 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 something that your brain's going, right, yeah, well, that's where we're going to be. Then and then you're set up for it a little more. So I think everything's very warm. There's fundamental second, third, and then like fourth and fifth harmonics all happening in a bunch of those different basses. And it sounds nice, and there is some contrast because it's like it's got some nice movement there. But by this point at the turnaround, I feel like if you've only got that bass down there, it's like, oh, the song's just, it's a bit of a muddy song, it's a muddy mix. Here's your point to go, no, it's not, and you show everyone that it is actually a full frequency mix. You know, move some stuff out of that mud section, up into those mids, gnarl it around a bit, twisty it, and then drop us back down. Still all like, you know, quite warm and riser coming in, brightens it up a bit. The little pad. Now, rather than just the same do, which is like this quite tightened down there, go up, boom, just the pad, something opening it up, and then drop us back down. Also, keep an eye on the low end in the sides. It looks like there is some control happening, and then some of those tail and other basses are like jumping out quite a bit. Without looking at it on span, I can't tell exactly if it's fine, but I can see that it's jumping, and I can hear it. It's like boom, boom, do, boom, boom. So just keep an eye on that. Just double check that in all your meters and make sure that the low end isn't getting too wide. I can hear a lead in there as well, which needs to come up. That's like buried a bit too much. So maybe low pass the bass when that comes in, or spectral sidechain, whatever, dynamics, soothe. And I think you could play a lot more with those weird leads too. Pitch them up, stretch them, do some weird stuff. You know, there should be lots of like candy up here. Things. While this low end's just going boom, 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 you know, it's got us down here, and we're like, yeah, but we need to be like, woo. I can kind of hear in the background there's like a you got some of these pads, they're reverbing out and doing some stuff that needs to be like brought a bit more front and center, and maybe like we were talking about before, you know, bring them right forward, put them big old reverb, cut that reverb, you know, have it top draw noises there. Yeah, it's a vibe though, really cool. Some more higher stuff, a couple of tails for those basses, so it kind of goes from down here to up here, and then something in the intro that just, you know, really tell us that it is halftime. The breakdown in the middle, I like the ambiguity. I like the kind of floaty, weird off-timeness. I think you can get away with it in the middle because you've like set up a groove, you've set up expectations, everyone knows what they're doing, so you can fuck them up a bit. But I think the intro needs a more obvious half-time thing, just so everyone knows, right, here's where I'm going to be banging my head. It's like simple, but I think, yeah. This is one of the ones that they always put it as country. I think they last thing in this thread was that it's done, but we're going to listen to it anyway because it's OMP.
Light in the dark.
I love that psy-trancey. Really nice. Direct Shift, good to see you. I've not got to you yet, so still in time. Yeah, not the drop I was expecting. Love it. Read your comment, Trudy, and I thought maybe there'll be some nice vocals that come in on the third 16. There's your light, maybe. What we thinking? Is he going to go 4-4? Just going to have a copy paste. Go on, place your bets. Place your bets now!
Light in the dark.
Ooh, new groove. Copy paste. 2-2. There was something really nice and wobbly and wet there. There. Fo, good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. I want more of that. Yeah, I got nothing to say. All the turnarounds are sick. It flows in really nice. Fo, send it over. Drop it in feedback now, or send it to me, whatever. I got nothing to say. It's done. Of course it's done. Well done, guys. Great as always. Push it. Can be pushed so much more, man. Either individually on each of your buses, push those drums more into a limiter, push that bass group, or your individual basses more, and the whole master. Just push it all more. Careful with your second, third harmonic in this 100 to 200 region. That should really not be louder than your sub bass as a general rule. See, on quite a few of those basses, that area is higher than the sub. We don't want that. And yeah, the drums are too loud, or everything else is too quiet. You can see by the waveform that it's not sausaged. So yeah, get everything cranked up to the drums. What I like to do is something like, so I've got a smexoscope on here. Nice one, Fo. Get your drums playing. Let's just get some drums. Got any? Just it's a break. Let's turn the amp down. Turn that down a little. Okay, I'm not getting much control here. There we go. So you got your drums playing. Something like Smexoscope, you can look through it. You can see where they're hitting. You can put this pointer here and then get your bass up to that same level. Just gives you a point, especially if we're clipping everything to zero. You're hitting that at your 0 point, and then you can just put everything else in. Absolutely horrendous noises, but anyway. So I can see that's about the right volume already. Just then when they're together, obviously they're not even in time, and I've just grabbed some random stuff. But when they're sidechained together, that's going to be great. So just use some visual thing if you're struggling, so that you can match the levels on these things. And like I said, just push stuff more. Push all of those elements individually and potentially on the bus. Just crank it into some, Pro L2 or some MSAT or something. So we can see here the drums, and then everything else is there, and the drums are like here. So that's -13, and then the drums are at -3. So there's potentially a 10 dB difference between your drums and everything else. And you'll find all these sounds, if you push them a lot more, you'll just get a lot more out of them. So like the sound design there sounds pretty cool, but the sound itself is just weak as tits. Get that pushed into some more saturators. Like saturator is your friend, whatever saturator you want. Don't crank distortion so it's mad. Go through a few different saturators, you know, just adding extra upper harmonics, warmth, crushing it with some OTT, some Pro L2, whatever limiter, saturate, limit, just make big. All the core elements sound pretty cool. But they sound like straight out of a synth. They sound cool, like nice movement, but they sound very early in the chain, if that makes sense. Still loads more processing that can go onto that to make it a big beefy sound. So the main areas I'd say to focus on are just pushing the individual elements more, and then general balance, both volume and frequency wise. So if you focus on that, you're going to get much bigger sounds, and then just having them balance more, and then getting that all the same volume as your drums, and sound a lot better. Just some of those elements are much louder than the others. Some of them sound much fuller than others, so just getting everything pushed will give it just a lot more frequencies that you're working with, you know, rather than having this here, big scoop here, some fizzy bits up here. Just get it all fucking sounding massive, and then get all those volumes balanced, and then carve out the space for each element. General sound design sounds cool. Drums sound like a sample. Sounds like a break that you've used. There's not any kind of modern big honking fundamentals or anything, but it sounds cool in situ. Direct shift. Let's go.
Toxic waste. Well, you chose the career, miss.
Choices in your game, I have no choices. People want to try to do something fun, you have to do it 10 times bigger. I bring home a birthday cake and a few gifts. You bring home the goddamn San Diego Zoo and I have to clean up.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's not toxic waste. It's just...
A little hot in this region, 1500 to 3K. It's just a little too much. Trying to aim for a flat line there from like 1.5 up. So I'd say in the intro as well, some of the hats were like, you can see it going along here and then up a little bit.
Well, you chose the career, miss.
Choices in your game.
So just be looking at potentially high shelf like that, or high cut, especially in the intro, and then on the bass, just trying to tame. You can see that region peaking a bit here. It's a little hot on here. You could probably push that third harmonic up a little bit too. It's all kind of we've got the sub there, and the rest of it's just kind of noise. You can see it a bit there. You can see. Obviously, it's going up an octave. What are you doing? Calm down. I can see it here. Look, it's there, and there's this here, but there's this big gap in the middle, and it's not a super clean gap. There's some of those extra pops and clicks from other things, other weird little harmonics and blips and blops from saturation. So maybe actually boosting that third harmonic a little more might just give a little more focus down in that region, rather than it just being a bit noisy. Yes, I think that main bass could probably do with tidying up in that higher region, and then maybe adding a layer which has a bit more of a frequency to it. I like the kind of, it's a stabby, noisy bass. But we've got the low sub, boom, boo doo boo doo. Dan Lecker, big ups. Boo doo 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 doo, and the third harmonic's kind of there. Then this is just chug 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 chug. So maybe something like the square wave that I use in Reese's, just like a square wave, dead in the middle, just like put a pitch envelope on it if you want, super short, bong, 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 something to give us a little more of those notes. Might just help a little bit readable, make it a little bit more readable. Because it has nice texture. Just maybe a little bit too noisy. Like the only things that are playing notes or giving us any harmonic content is the sub, and like on a phone or something, that's just not going to read. So the song basically is just like. So I think and the boom little pad. So yeah, I think maybe some more frequency content in the higher stabby bits or something, just to make it a little more readable. I use that word all the time, but something that you can attach to a little bit more than just the ch-ch-ch. I keep the ch-ch-ch there because that's a nice big noisy sound still, but 300 up to 800 maybe, some frequency there. Dun 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 dun. Could be a tom that's pitched up. It could be like a metal ringing bell that you just cut a little bit of, or hitting a wheel, throwing a wheel arch on the floor. So I don't know, something that's got a little more tonal quality to that hit. Basically, dong 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 dong, kong 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 kong, bing bing bing, or it could be a simple beep like a square wave or something. I think that works a lot more, that section, because of the gives you something to latch on, to give stupid monkey brain something to latch onto, whilst all the other is happening. Right there, again, perfect. with those hits, you got That's the kind of thing that I think it needs earlier, just for that readability. Remember, most people are going to mix out by the second drop, so anything you're doing here that's special, if it works better here, then that earlier section should do it. I'd maybe simplify that a little, take exactly the same thing, bring it here, but rather than having it going wom 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 wobble wobble and doing so much, just have it doing like the main stabs. Wom 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 boom 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 boom. Something for stupid brain to sing with. And then you can keep this doing the boom 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 in the second half, so it's still got something different. Why does it keep doing that? Right, I'm going to have to start speed running because I'm teaching in 45 minutes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got enough. I can listen to all of them. Maybe. Cool.
So know you're doing your best, but your best ain't good enough.
Big up Direct Shift.
You know you're doing your best, but your best ain't good enough.
I've just cranked my headphones up to to deal with it.
You know you're doing your best, but your best ain't good enough.
There's a really nice plasticiness to the it's really nice dispersory plasticky kind of sound, but maybe it's a little too much. Maybe it's a little too tacky. That noise right there, dong, dong, it's like maybe it's just a little too much, but it's also really cool. Really nice arrangement on this one. Really nice tails and turnarounds. All the sections work. That's really cool. Really well done. Yeah, the plucky one. It's got a really nice plasticky, like disperser or something on it. But maybe it's a little bit too chunky, a little too pingy, poingy. I don't really know that noise. It's too. I don't have time. I really like the Syndicate leads, but they sound a little on top of the mix and not really in the mix at the moment. I'd probably have some like reverb automation and stuff on there as well. Is it soothed to the bass as a sidechain? Because maybe. I usually find if I soothe the lead to the bass, then I can turn the lead down a bit more from if it's just like pushing right against it. Cool though, really nice track. Maybe have a look at that disperser, maybe back off a little bit if it's the mix knob or if it's a few dispersers in series or whatever. I really like the sound. It just sounds like it might get a little bit too much. Taste though, get away with it. It's only for a few little sections and it sounds really cool. So that was way louder than I was expecting. That snare is super high. Have you tried a version with a lower snare? Maybe. Like everything else is very quite high. I think you get away with the lower snare in this one. Or did the original have a lower snare? Because if the original didn't, then almost certainly do it. If the original did, then I understand your choices. Yo, OMP, I hope you're having a great time out by the lakes. Banger. Yeah, the high snare is very obnoxious, and I think it works a lot better as like if you're doing a 2-bar switch up thing, or if the song's just like a little bit weird. Yeah, agree with Anizo there. If you're not going to change it, at least in the halftime section, I think would be good. And keep it into cat on the faster bits. Cat into cat into cat cat. Kong do do kong. Yeah, I like that new riff that's created there as well. Boom, 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 boom. One! Why not? I think you should just lead with that and just do the intro and just go straight into as the fake out. That's hilarious. I love it. Definitely a worthy VIP. Yeah, maybe some snare variation. Maybe have the snare pitch down a little bit more. 180 to 200 old school, or at least in the halftime section. Fuck it, man. That's what it's all about. Trying something different, having some fun with it. I'm sure I can find some hilarious doubles and stuff to do with that. So great fun. Right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to start blasting through. We've got this one and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got like 5 minutes on each one, if that. Don't know. I'll check it out properly afterwards and let you know. I'll download it and have a little reference and look, and I'll push it myself properly and have a little look for ya. In an attempt to clean stuff up, somewhere you have dipped too much in the 500 to 900 range. It's like a dip there a bit too much, whether you've high-passed a bunch of elements or that was an area that was building up. You've like taken that away from one too many elements that it's kind of a little lacking there now. And I'd probably try and get some like 2K-ish on this. Boom, 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 boom. It does have some at the top, but it's not really got any bite to it. It's not got that. It's not got teeth. It's just kind of nom 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 nom. Brum, 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 brum. It has the fizz. It's like brum, 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 and it's not got the Cenobites. Needs more Cenobites. The vocal doing the panning stuff sets really nice balance between everything else though. So we've got this nice kind of brum, 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 and that it fills it out really nicely. A couple of those laser sounds are fitting really nice. One of them that kind of came up towards the end of a tail. Those are all really nice. Might have been a little earlier. Yeah, there it gets a little hot up here, and that one, this is moving around, maybe getting a little bit. Yeah, that one there again, it's like feels like it's a lot of high-end noise, but it doesn't have the low fundamental. It needs that lower harmonic down here still to make it a bit readable rather than just sound. And like those poke out a little bit, but sound really nice in the mix. So I wouldn't look at those ones. But you see the difference is those ones have a frequency to follow, right? Because even though it's like a bit much, because it's got that defined frequency, you follow it and know what's going on a bit more. But here, it's not really the frequency I'm following, it's all just a bit noisy. And then again, there, it's noisy, there's not really the frequency that you're following. Whereas on those other lasers, there is an actual, like, lower down here, a note that you're following rather than just the noisy stuff. Spending too much time. Little subtle thing, but maybe where that's boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-boom. That middle kick could be like semitone higher, 2 semitones higher, boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-boom. Just like give a little bit of difference. And then when we go back to our dunga, dunga, we're set back in our, 4/4's nice, keep that as it is. Here. Looks like the bass is doing it. Maybe it even is doing it, and I'm saying it because I'm hearing it. Same thing there as earlier, a little noisy and not enough of the frequency content. So it's like one of your synths there. So the only other thing is this big peaky frequency at 638, which is the vocal note. Maybe that could have some dynamic EQ on something on it. Like it sounds alright in the mix, but I'm worried it's just like they're poking up a lot the whole time. Maybe that needs a little taming. Sounded great though. So we flip reversed it this week, and we're going into Ableton second, so that's fun. Let's jump over and just crack it on because we ain't got time. So if the bass is doing it, Fo, just have the kick do it as well. Lock all this shit in, man. Get it all locked in. So what was this? Goose said it's a Canadian Heritage commercial. Cheers, Myga.
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
So I think you could boost the top end a bit, which I wouldn't do. I'd probably take the sub down by a few dB and then push it into your limiter a bit more. And create some more of that top end. Apart from that, it sounded really nice. Definitely a vibe change, and we love it. Big ups, Goose. Myga, knobhead.
What? Talking about? Oh, Jesus. If you want to fight about it, be a man, come out and fight about it. Listen, knobhead. If I want to have a swim, my own being, on the hottest day that we've ever had in England, then I'm entitled to do so. Yeah, I'm swimming. Because it's a hot day. Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the hottest day in England, 40 degrees. Yeah, I'm having a cocktail in the beach. Right, if you want to fight about it, I'm in. Why are you sitting there wobbling? You're like that swimming your...
Just put the whole drum bus in a low pass filter and just build it up. As soon as those drums come in, I can't really hear the vocals anymore. It's like too much all at once. Just do the typical, keep it cheesy. Trying to enjoy the fucking day in England.
You're arguing again. Listen, knobhead.
A little bit more third harmonic.
What?
I'll knock your bloody nose down your throat.
Same here, just put those drums in a little band pass filter or a low pass or something, just make it bam, just make everything fucking explicit,
I'll knock your bloody nose down your throat.
So you got rid of the low end, but there's still too much highs, so it feels a bit jangly. So just like band passing it, get rid of some lows and some highs, and then bam. Also, just a little correction in the high end there. You could probably get a little more out of the bass here. Take a little bit out of the hats here, maybe. Just balance it a little bit. bit crush into the breakdown. That's really cool. Yeah, I just think a little balance here, a little bit more of the third harmonic. Filter those drums up, maybe put those drums in the middle there and a little more. The little synth thing. Maybe try it an octave up. Might be a bit nicer. If that's the one you're on about. It's a little like muddy and low down there. Just bash it up an octave, might be better.
About it, be a man, come out, fight about it. Listen to me.
Hilarious. I love it. Let me know how it goes. We got one from RCA. He sent me a couple since his thing last year.
Eyes like fire, teeth like steel. Cat Barbera, don't care how you feel. Rip through the reeds with a growl and a snap. Laid back look, but it's set to attack. Mud on his back, fury in stride. One, if you want, you can't hide. Burn if you want you.
Let's try and clean up this area to 2500, 2.5k on the guitars. They're very like nasally. Fuck guitars, man. I'm going to do a video in a couple of days for my single that's out on Friday. But those just getting guitars into neurofunk is a nightmare. Yes, these are nice frequencies, but it's just a bit too nasally. You want to try and get some more of these like 300s, 200s to 300s coming out on the guitar, which is a nightmare because that's fighting with all the basses and stuff. But that's like the nice bit of the guitar. You really, when you're doing a mix down, it feels like scoop the mids, boost this nice bite, and then we've got bass, so we'll yeah, the guitar's just fucked at that point. Really hard to get that balance. So I'd probably try and deal with this section, and then all of that could come from I think that, that area there, and same when it comes to the drop. And hear how quickly that becomes too much, right? When I'm boosting that, you can hear when your guitars happen, that's when that is becoming too much. So that area, definitely tame it in the guitar. Also, if you're going to have like screamy vocals over stuff, don't be afraid to just get rid of everything, Get rid of the guitars, get rid of those cymbals, low pass to bass, just have those vocals front and center. So you've got to do now and all this other stuff happening. Just pick one or the other. Have it going now or have it going whatever the vocal's saying. So yeah, the guitar's just a bit nasally. It's just a bit nasally, and it's obviously a programmed guitar. You can tell by the way it cuts. So if you want that sound, that's totally fine. If you don't, then just try a different contact library or whatever VST that you're using. Just try some different palm muting, more or less, longer, shorter notes. Like sample a few out if you want it to sound more natural. The kind of electronic, staccato thing works because we're doing electronic music, but it definitely sounds. So yeah, if you're going full vocals, you shouldn't have all of this bass and all of this nasally guitar. Like, cut some of those things out, or low pass them away, or just it's just all a bit much. I'm not really focusing on anything by this section, so just try and focus those elements a little bit more. I'm gonna have to blast on because I'm running out of time. 1, 2, 3, we can do it. Something weird with the sub there, where you like went up to the second harmonic, but the fundamental was still playing, and it was all that might get a bit unruly on a system. That's fine. That's not so fine. This world.
You cannot keep me here. My vessel. I am in control.
Yeah, Ableton behind all of this.
Who do you think you are?
Nice balance on the big Reese and stuff. Be a bit careful with your panning. I heard it on 2 snares before the drop, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. But that boo do 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 do, we're all like everywhere. It's not great. I will say the same thing that I tell children when they say my mum's better, my dad's better. Ableton is better for me. That's what I use. It's got a workflow that I like. FL may be better for you, maybe Reaper's better for you, maybe Audacity is better for you, but Ableton is better for me. It does my workflow with minimal issues. There's a few things that I think Reaper does better, but in general, for me, Reaper was not inspiring. So Ableton is better for me, yes. Yeah, the only thing I would say is panning. Like, it's fun to do some stuff, but that's a bit too much. Sidian, what was this one? I think you're working on some vocals on this one, was it? Get some vocals in there after the breakdown. Cool. Sidian, run! Maybe just a little movement in the high end over this, whether it's could be a filter. I always just say filter opening up because it's so simple, but you know, it doesn't have to be all the way from there. It could just be a little. Change over time. Change over time is so important. I would try and get rid of this second harmonic in that main bass. Sometimes that's hard to do because it's added with the distortion that you've added along the line. It's usually not great to chase it with an EQ, but I have been known to do that. It might just sound a bit cleaner without that there, so it's just the fundamental and the third. Really like those sections, and you can see here that just that difference, the fact that it's low pass, that like it goes up and then the low pass, and it's just like gives that nice dynamic difference. It's like, oh fuck yeah, this guy knows. It's those kind of like psychoacoustic tricks that make people think you know how to do a mix down. Like it's all well and good to have something big, but if it's just big all the time, it's just like, yeah, he's just crushed it into a limiter. But if you can show that like, oh, it's big, now it's small, now it's here, and it's like, oh fuck, that guy knows what he's doing, even though it's like typical shit, like you're not doing anything groundbreaking, but just by doing it like shows that it's the word amateur, you know, when you don't have all being a pro isn't like some magic, it's just doing lots of little things, and it's little things like that that make a mix down sound pro, in my opinion. Yeah, all those basses are really nice movement. The breaks, really nice edits. One of the things I noticed you guys talking about in feedback is too many notes on that synth. Maybe not. It's kind of cool that it's a little bit too much. I might even put a ping pong delay or something on it, or an eighth note delay to make it, you know, even more, make it get crazier and have the dry wet of that turn up, so it's like fucking doubles the notes, and you like by the end of the bar it's like, you know, and then cuts out again. Really nice coming up the octaves into the breakdown. That's really cool. So I guess the mid bass might be a little bit flat, might be nice with a little something opening up a little more. I've been known to automate one of these, or it could be a notch moving around. It's just something to add a little more in that mid bass section, but yeah, very cool. Gonna jump into an ESO and then I'm gonna have to go, guys. Chugs. Apologies. I wouldn't think anything less of Ezo. Quit it now! It's fine. Really nice. Reese doing one thing and then that lead. They just kind of converge really nicely there in that tail. That was. So the only thing I'm not sure if I like is the fact that the octave is the bass is an octave up. It's like sitting in that space in that section. Dude, it makes it sound weirdly like dubby. Boop 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 boom boop 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 boom. And then it returns to the brrr with the big low bass, and it sounds great. So. It's a weird song anyway because it has the guitars and stuff in it. So. It works. But I'd maybe save it for this bit, right? Where it's playing with the other stuff. I don't know. I'd have to listen to it a few more times to get a proper idea. But on that note, guys, it's 1 minute past 6. I am teaching at 6, so I've just got to shoot. I'm sorry. I've got to be rude, but... paying customers here. Mad love, everyone. I will be streaming DJ stuff on Thursday. Make sure you come along to see the new room set up, and we'll be reading into Bad Syntax, and that's about it. Peace. Big love, everyone. Ciao for now. Bye.